welcome. What are you looking at?
Welcome.
Just
Listening
looking.
more than looking.
Okay, it just looked like you were looking over there.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm looking at that way because there's what sounds like gunshots. So
Okay.
sound
You live in
directing
like
this
South
way.
Central Melbourne, don't you?
No, north,
Western suburbs.
north,
Oh, the western
north, north,
suburbs. Oh, you
north.
should be right. Oh well, then it's only
No,
Copper's
no,
taken out.
north. Yeah.
Copper's taken
No,
out someone who.
don't know. As I said, it's just trying to echo locate sound, or if you like, yeah, the radar is out listening out how close it is. Because I'm not certain. It sounds like a bang, but it sounds too far, too close. Can't make it out.
I'm sharing out. So if people, if g'day Tracy, how you going? Share. Tracy, you're too lovely. Thank you, thank you, thank you. People, whoever's there, if you could share out, that would be much appreciated. I'm just doing the same thing now. Only got a couple more to do. Yeah, there's one. I'll share there too. Okay. So people, yep, just share us out. That'd be much appreciated. Okay, which one do I do? Let's make it cafe. So yeah, that one. I'll go that one. Okay, it's just sharing. Okay. So, how is everyone? G'day, Loretta. How you going? Loretta, don't donate whatever way you donate because it's a long story. PayPal or don't worry about it. Okay, I'm just sharing out on on my personal page. I better share. Just how everyone's going. G'day, Jenny. How you going? It's pretty late. I hope you have coffee late. Depends what time you're going to bed. Depends what time you're woken up, I guess. G'day, Gail. How's it going? Hey, everyone. Welcome to the reading show. Live assistance. I will start with a group healing. No, group reading. Healing. You can heal yourself. Can't you, people? Should be. So that what? I won't go to that. So, people, I'll start the group reading for everyone. I'm just sharing out and doing a couple of things, and then we'll get started. We'll read who we're drawn to. But, if you have any questions about anything spiritual, okay? I'm not interested in questions that you say, will my cat survive breakfast tomorrow? It depends what you feed your cat. If you want to know something about you, okay, not about something in the future that's going to happen, right? I'm not here to fortune tell, but if you've got any questions about yourself or stuff that you're struggling with or stuff that you're just curious about, feel free to ask any questions. There we can go into anything you want to know. That's all right. I'll got a few freebies to give away, but if you want an extended reading guaranteed, please donate. I'll do run-out readings at the end of the show, and then we'll just hang and we'll have some fun, and we'll do our thing, and hopefully we can have some fun. It's Saturday night here, and I went out. Yeah, I was out last night, so at home tonight, and just a chilling. Okay.
Just to add on to what Brooke said, yes, ask questions. To say that no question is a silly question, that sort of really is not true or correct. But when we speak about asking questions, self-growth, what is it can assist you? Yes, what's holding you back from being present, not where you're going to be? What is it that's preventing you from being here and now? What is it that keeps distracting you? Why do you keep focusing to things like that? What level of awareness do you have? Are you prepared to have answers given to you which You know, if you're expecting a simple pat on the back, you're doing okay, this is not where you're going to get those responses from. Um, if you want to know yourself, how deep you want to go is up to you. We can assist and not to tell you who you are. We're not. Um, we can assist you to let go, but that will depend on how much you want to let go and how much you're prepared to do the work. So we can assist you on certain things that are holding you from yourself and your distractions, and that's as far as we can truly do. The rest of it is yourself. We offer our opinions, what we do, our work, and how we do things for ourselves, how it works for myself, how it works for Brooke. The rest of it, what you do with it is up to you.
Oh, Jenny, are you just sucking up? Do you mean that, Jenny, or are you just sucking right up? Either way, I love it. I love it. Kind and honest. So, so he's not kind, but he's honest. Yeah,
I'm
I'm
not
honest.
kind. I'm honest. No, it's not about, again, this is what we mean. It's not about relationships. If you want to know the relationship with yourself, which I feel is more important than the um, ego relationship, because that's what you will be speaking about. You know, as I said, it depends on the level of one's awareness to what one would be speaking at this moment. Anyway, to continue with that, we'll let Brooke go on with his reading, and we can get more into what we mean by what
Yeah,
we state. Thanks, Brooke.
yeah, yeah. Like Tracy, yeah, you can ask me relationship questions, but I'll answer in a way that comes back to what you need to look at in you. So far away. But I'll start with a group reading for everyone. Take what resonates and what doesn't resonate. Who we're going to give tonight? We can give it to Tracy because Tracy's here. She's hanging. She's loving. Or if Tracy doesn't want what doesn't resonate, we'll give it to Jenny just because we can. Okay, people. So I'll start the group reading for everyone. Let's just see what's with energies. What's going on? What's happening in the world? What's happening with us? Well, a lot of stuff's happening with us all over the place at the moment. What's coming up, people? What's coming up? We got all these things coming up. That's what we want because it comes to the surface to be looked at and dealt with. Hey, Karina. Okay, quick messages for everyone. People, thoughts, fighting, mind, perception, everything's coming up at the moment. The cards that I've just pulled for the group reading has come to reflect it. The first card I've got for everyone is grow within you, is grow within your current situation, the wise one card. Okay, but what's interesting is overshadowing it. I've got something here inverted. Okay, so this is a new start is coming, but this is inverted. Okay, because this is what we always wait for. We wait for new opportunity, new starts. When's things going to change? When's things going to shift? I tell you, when we start going within and looking at ourselves, because I've got the wise one, grow within your current situation. This is a card about learning. This is a card about going deep within yourself to find out what's going on. So we can have a situation that we can perceive as, okay, stress, like we got a big bill and we got no money to pay a big bill and it's coming in, and we can go stress and go, oh, what, oh, this is not fair. Why is this happening? We can do all this. Now, to grow within that current situation, okay, we'd have to go, okay, there's a lesson in everything and everything happens for a reason. So what do I have to learn here? Do I have to learn to be better with money, or do I have to learn how to just not feed stress, that believe that everything will work out as long as I put the effort in? Okay, there's something to learn in everything, because I've got the warrior card here, but down the bottom of the main pile, I've got the shift your perception. Okay, so we've got people, stop worrying about all these things that are happening to you and start trying to work out why they're happening to you. Because when we can work out why, then we can work out, that's when we look for the lesson, because there's gold in everything. No matter what happens, even the most horrible stuff that happens, sometimes there's gold to be learned. There's gold to be learned. It doesn't mean that it was a wonderful experience, but there's a richness everywhere. There's a richness everywhere to be found in everything. Okay, so no matter what we're going through, if it's stress, if it's happiness, if it's good, it's bad, right, wrong, it doesn't matter. What is, there's gold in everything, and we have to find that gold, and that's when we find those bits of gold. Okay, that's when we start to personally grow. That's when we start to raise our vibration. Instead of just looking around for good things and shiny things, oh, shiny, shiny, shiny. Okay, let's look. Okay, I stepped in poo. Why am I stepped in poo? Is there something to learn there? Okay, there's always something to learn. And when we go and find the jewels and the stuff that most people don't want to look at, that's where the growth lies. Because I've got the hunter card. Track down your fears and desires. See, we're all waiting for stuff to happen. When the hunter card steps in, okay, it says grow within your current situation, which means we need to shift our perception on a lot of ideals, a lot of belief systems. Okay, I've got the hunter card going. Okay, this is what's stopping you people, your perception. The hunter card's all about tracking down is to reach your desires, and where you want to be is by looking at what's stopping you from reaching the potential that you want to reach. Okay, and what's stopping us is our perception of what we're looking at, the way we perceive things. Okay, because we've got all these ideals. Oh, this is not good. It doesn't matter if it's good. It doesn't matter if it's bad. There's something there. Okay, so we want to learn what's something there, because of the main action card. I've got the Druid card saying hold the space, and this is inverted. And so this is talking about holding the space in here, in your mind. Okay, because that's what it is, people. It's about the thoughts. At the end of the day, it's about centering one's energy. And if we can't take control of our mind, it will take control of us. And most of us have spent our whole lives with our mind in control of us, and we're wondering, how did we get here? Okay, see, look, so it's time to choose your path, people. Okay, but to do that, we have to be the warrior. We have to stand up. We have to be fearless. We have to be strong. We have to stand up and go, you know what? I have to hold that space in my mind. I have to look for the goal. I have to look for why things are happening. There's a reason. There's something for me to learn. I've got to find. I've got to grow within this current situation. Okay. Otherwise, we just go along and going, when's the nice stuff going to happen? When's the nice stuff going to happen? When's the nice stuff going to happen? And that's being childlike. Okay, it's all deep in that. And people, we need to exercise the right to go deeper, go deep within our mind, take control of our thoughts. Okay, align energetically and really get down to business. Okay, that was a great reading for everyone else. Okay, I hope it resonated. If it didn't resonate, talk to Jenny about it. I'm sure she'll sort you out, won't you, Jenny? Yeah.
To follow on from Brooke, to understand the message or the lesson, as one would state it, is to detach from what one is focusing on. If you're attached to the lesson, you're not going to see the lesson. So how do you detach from the lesson? That's where the journey begins. To see the lesson, you must detach from it. A lot of sorrow is because we're still attached to the lesson, and we're only attached because we have not learned. So how do you detach? How do you learn? Well, one must learn detachment to be able to observe. And then one can learn from that which they are observing. Otherwise, one believes what they believe and lives within that lesson without ever realizing it is a lesson.
And then we don't grow within our current situation.
We're all
we'll go chasing other things to fill in.
But we all want to manifest. We're constantly aiming to manifest, never realizing what we have manifested. Ignoring our own creation without realizing we've created it, and always looking for something better. Of course, our own creation becomes really annoyed with us, and we wonder why we're angry, because, well, creation is angry, child is angry, the parents are angry, so there's always a battle. When you truly acknowledge that's what you have already created, maybe you would question whether you want to continue doing what you're doing, or learn how to detach from what it is. All our sorrows and all our emotions and everything that we can experience We can either be aware that we're experiencing it or get lost within the experience. And at this moment, many are lost within the experience. To understand that, well, again, how deep do you really want to go to understand what the experience is and what the experiencer is?
Okay. So we have Jenny. I will get to you soon, but actually, Jenny, I can read for you now if you would like. Then we'll give away a freebie. So Jenny, well, see, that's it, Jenny. You said some, sometimes just change perspective helps. Yeah, because when we have an attachment to something, like we're worried about, oh, this happened to me, and look, there's no attachment. Look, this has made me feel bad. As you say, perspective helps. But when we attach to the story, to what's happened, and that's all we see, we're seeing from a fixed vantage point. That's why we've got attached, so we can see everything from its whole scope. We need to go below the surface of it. But what happens is we're just attached from our perspective, and then we just see from our perspective. So we're it is narrow-minded. We do it all the time. Okay. Look, you go out somewhere to have dinner. Yeah, man, you get that menu, you be narrow-minded. You'd be like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, it's just what is. But yeah, very good point, Jenny. Very good point. Okay, messages for Jenny. Can I just get you to take a big breath in, Jenny, and a big breath out? What we need is someone with a really loud sound bowl right now. It'd be really good.
I can't hear. So if you can pick it up, I doubt it.
That's bizarre. Jenny, be honest. When was the last time you cut cords with anything, with anyone? Okay, because I'm getting there's a lot of background thoughts of people in your head. You're always thinking this, thinking about that, thinking about other people, what they said, thinking about work, thinking about home, thinking about your kid. But just down where your solar plexus is, I'm getting a lot. I'm getting a lot of energy, and just a bit below the energy is just below, just a bit of our alignment down the bottom end. But with the solar plexus, this is saying that we haven't got cord. There's cords, there's energy attachments everywhere that you're leaving the people. 2 weeks ago with Lorraine, you're going to be doing it every day for yourself. Everyone's going to be doing it every day for themselves all the time, cutting cords. Okay, you should be doing it more than saging. And man, I use this all the time, all during the day. Like Palo Santo stuff, man, I'm always clearing. Okay, you're going to be doing that on a regular basis, just like you leave work, cord cutting. Think of everyone at work that I've met today, that you've met today, that you work with, and just go. I'll get Stathi to use people through cord cutting in a minute if he doesn't mind. But at the moment, this is what I'm getting at this cord cutting, because I've got the mountain stand your ground, and this is talking about standing the ground your head. This is talking about the thoughts within. Okay, because at the moment, it's when we get too focused on, we just get focused on life, but we get focused on the surface level. Okay, I can say superficial. Sounds a bit dirty. Let's just say on the surface, things on the surface level. Okay, too much thoughts on the things of the surface level, and when we want things to get easy, we want this inner peace, and we want all these things to happen because at the moment I've got you just in a bit reaction mode. Okay, but down the bottom of your pile, I've got the High Priestess, harness that mystic power. This is the universe, Jenny, saying, Jenny, this is on you. This needs you. Okay, you're the experiencer. Okay, this is your life, your story, your experiencer. Okay, it needs you to take control in this situation. That starts by controlling what's in the mind. Okay, so we're getting too fixed up, too much reaction on the little things. Okay, and they can become obstacles. They can become inconveniences. Okay, but when we focus on them, that becomes our reality, and we go, oh look, my life is full of this and that inconvenience and that over there, and it's just all this stuff is in my life at the moment, and it's not helping me. Okay, but when we don't focus on that, then that's not our life. It's just stuff. There's always stuff. There's always conveniences. There's always good luck. There's always food. There's always all sorts of stuff happening. Okay, but what we focus on is the energy that we use to create our reality. In the moment, the universe is asking you to have a look at what you're focusing on, because people get into spirituality. It's not about manifesting the perfect life. Okay, it's about releasing yourself from what you're thinking about, where your focus is. Okay, it's about getting that inner peace, that inner clarity. Okay, and then that will lead to your vibration raising and your energetics and so on and so on and so on and so on. But at the moment, it's about you just recognizing that you are in control, Jenny. You're in control of everything. You're not the victim here. You're not the victim at all. Okay, you're the game changer, Jenny. You're the game changer for your experience. And now the universe is asking you to get out of reaction mode, start focusing on the big picture stuff, and knuckle down. Hold that space in your mind. Catch yourself. It's all about catching yourself, because you have all the knowledge. You have all the ancient knowledge. We all have all the knowledge within. You have all the knowledge within, Jenny. The universe is saying, come on, get out of reaction mode. Start stepping in grace and start kicking really kicking goals. Going, yeah, I'm going to kick some goals because I've got the the moon inverted. Take note of intuitive messages. Okay, and I've got the magic guardian, unlock the power within, overshadowing that. So this is telling me that in your mind you're getting the intuitive messages. Okay, but when we're overthinking and when we're overthinking, we're projecting. Okay, we're projecting, and when we do that, it gets harder to hear our intuition. Okay, it clouds our intuition. Why? Because we've got 1,000 things in our mind, and there's so much to sort through. Okay, and the thoughts try to pose is our intuition. So it becomes very cloudy, and sometimes it can become very cloudy and hard to tune it in. But deep down inside, it just takes practice and it just takes time, and you'll start to nut out and you'll start to work out which one's what, because your intuition is screaming at you to make changes and to certain prompts to do things at the moment. And what happens is we just get caught up in our own routines, we get caught up in our own lives, and it's easy done, we're only human. And then we go in all sorts of places and everything's out. We start to get out of balance and then go, oh shit, help me, universe. And the universe is like, man, I've been talking to you all the time here, man. I've been right there, I self and all, going, hey Jenny, let's get it. And it's funny that we do that to ourselves, Jenny, because it's all within you. Okay, so look, get down, get it happening. Okay, a new start is coming, but look, what's down your last card is it's time to take action, and that's inverted. So this is your higher self. This is your higher self, man, using my deck to go, hey, I'm here. Start listening, Jenny. It's your higher self. All the experiences that you've had is all there waiting for you to unlock it. Lock the key to all that wisdom and all that knowledge. Okay? I hope that's assisted you.
Our journey. Now, although this might sound directed to you, Jenny, this is you can generalize this as well. Learning lessons, as I said earlier, is detachment. Only through detachment can one see it as a lesson. Otherwise, one is still living it and experiencing it. To truly grasp cord cutting is to detach from the storyline that one has attached oneself to. Um, the storyline that we attach ourselves to, one can consider it or look at it as though it is just a character in a show. But once the story is over with, we take it back, we bring it back to this present moment. This present moment, the story is not actually occurring, but one hasn't actually detached from it because they're still holding on to that story. It's still based on their thought process and thinking about the story itself. That attachment to the story, to that character within that story, all the associations, all the emotions that go with that story is what one is experiencing. Um, to pull oneself away from that, again, one requires to do some cord cutting. And this is where we learn how to detach ourselves from that character, from that storyline that we've been in. The more we can do that, and that is really just being aware that one is not there at this moment and not in the story. We can also visualize from our solar plexus cords with the individuals that we've had that interaction with and visualize ourselves cutting that cord and disconnecting from the individual that we've had the interaction with. We don't do it for a negative, we do it that we don't keep focusing on them because the only issues or the emotions that are created that one is experiencing within this moment is the thought itself and where the thought is focused. And we detach from those. Situations occur. If they're not occurring at this moment, you're thinking about them, creating them for yourself. The only thing that is truly occurring at this moment is what I'm saying and you listening. The rest is your mind imagining and creating whatever storyline you want to create at this moment. Everything around you is all you truly have. And if you can take yourself to that point there, the rest of it, you'll start to see the lessons, and those lessons will assist you to be more present, being aware of what's occurring. We are the creators of our own reality, and we create it based on what we're thinking about. And what we normally think about is what has already occurred, trying to alter it and change it, and dealing what we think we're going to do the next day. Bring yourself to this moment, be aware of what's occurring, and don't hold on to what you're thinking. Don't focus on it, let it go. The rest is up to you. I hope that helps. It does go deep. It's simplified, but that is the simplest way I can put it. It applies to everything. What do you want to experience? You are the you can choose to experience what you want to experience, but you're limiting yourself to many things. So how deep do you want to go into knowing yourself, or do you want to know, what's causing your issues? Well, you are the one that causes your own issues. No one is the cause of your problems. The way that you think is the cause of your problems, which is one's own issues. And that applies to all, as I said, as though it's directed, but it is generalized. We create by what we hold on to. Right this moment, if one truly focuses and is clear, this moment, there is nothing occurring other than what one thinks is occurring. Other than that,
Did you run everyone through cord cutting? Because you do it really good.
I did. I already did
Okay.
cord cutting. I did it. It's all
Ah,
combined.
there
Again,
you go. Everyone, see, thanks for coming. We just solved your cord cutting now. You're all clear now. Don't need anything from
Um,
us. We're all good.
Again, cord cutting is literally being here present and not focusing on what is not occurring. If it's not occurring right this moment and it's in your imagination, well, you're attached. To detach from that thought process is the whole cord cutting aspect of it. So whether you use a method to detach with cords, or you can bring yourself to the point of awareness of what is occurring, or one does not require to detach. One is just aware of what is occurring and is already not attached to it because the awareness cannot be attached to that which it is aware of. This moment and everything I've stated, to hold on to everything I've said, well, that's holding on to the past. It's already occurred. To be able to see the second unfolding and everything that occurs with it, nothing is occurring at this moment other than what one thinks it is. And what one thinks it is just one's belief, which is not actually occurring. You just believe it is. Mm. No, you don't. You don't. You don't. You won't have a daughter ever again. You send it to me. We have contracts on that one.
Yeah, that's your contract, Jenny.
Yeah.
You signed up for that.
Yeah. You send
So find out
anything
why.
comes to me.
Find out
Don't.
why.
So you have a belief. You hold on to the way that you see things. I don't believe you, and I don't require to. I'm
As
aware
a
of things in
really
the way that I'm
autistic
aware
child,
of.
I know how demanding it can be. I know exactly how
Yes.
demanding it can be.
Look,
I wasn't.
I'm aware.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy. I'm not saying it is easy.
No, but there is, as I said, we're each where we are for whatever reason we're required to be there. That is one's own lesson. What that lesson is, well, how deep does one want to go, and how prepared are they to look at themselves, to why they are where they are right now?
Yeah, it's not a blame game. It's just this is how we get
No,
past it. This is how we find the inner peace. This is how we
there's
understand.
no
You know.
if we're working on right and wrong, we're going to be misled. We're not. It's not based on what is right and wrong. Um, to take one into being present is to truly look at not what is occurring right this moment, but being aware that this moment one can be aware of what has occurred. And the more one is aware of what has occurred, one can see it at different levels. Now, to deal with it at that level itself of an awareness, again, there are levels of awareness. What level of awareness are you prepared to go to? How deep do you want to go to see things not as you believe them? And it is detaching oneself completely from beliefs, but to see what a belief really is and why it is that one believes it is the way that one believes it to be. Again, there's no real way to express that.
Okay, we have a freebie to give away, people. So get ready with your magic numbers, because who gets the magic number will get that magic reading, courtesy of. So pick a number between 30 and 50. And whoever gets the magic number gets the magic reading. Gail, between 30 and 50. So, yeah. You're clicking there. How you going, Kirsty? Your sister was in here before, but she didn't seem to cause much trouble. Was that yesterday? I can't remember. Oh, she is. Oh, she's here. Okay. We did see that, Jenny. You did get it, but you just had a reading. And thank you for the donation, Jenny. Okay, Gail, how are you going today? Where are you from, Gail?
I think you're frozen, bro. Or am I frozen?
No, yeah, I think you just froze, but it's just computer's doing stuff. It does stuff.
Hi, Gail.
Do you know Gail?
We have met.
Ah, there you go. Okay, go. Big breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Do that a couple of times. Focus on the heart space. A little bit of anxiety I'm picking up, Gail. Just the heart doesn't feel. It just feels a bit funny. Okay. It almost feels like there's something you need to do, and you know you need to do it, and it feels like almost like you're not scared, but you're anxious about something that you know that you need to do, and it keeps playing on your mind. Okay, the anxiety's there because it's almost like you're trying to resist coming into alignment with something. Okay. But it's time. It's time. Comfort zones are like, it almost feels like a lot of people, you're on the verge of opening up, leveling up into a different realm. But at the moment, there seems to be some resistance coming in. And this is resistance that you're creating at the moment. The universe, once again, is asking you, because there's intuitive messages coming in, and the universe is going, okay, hey, what about this? And you're like, no, that's okay. And your intuition's like, hey, over there. And you're like, let's just not worry about that at the moment. I've got other stuff on my plate. Okay, so it just seems to be this deflection happening at the moment, Gail. This deflection of, there's an inner voice. There's an inner dialogue that's actually leading you in the right spot at the moment. Okay, but you're like, let's not touch this. It's like the universe is trying to flow you in certain areas at the moment, and there's a flow. And we all want to be on that flow, but when push comes to shove, we're like, I don't want to let go of the side of the pool and swim for myself. And that's the sort of feeling I'm getting. Okay, because there seems to be issues around you at the moment that the universe is saying, hey, look, come on, expand. We want you to expand. We want you to dig deeper, dive below the surface and find out. But there seems to be like, let's just get caught in the distraction, or let's just pull ourselves back into our old routine at the moment. This is just not with you, Gal. This is with everyone at the moment. Okay. Because the first card I've got for you is I've got the moon inverted. Take note of intuitive message. This is inverted, and the card overshadowing that is the card that says, "What do you seek?" So this is the universe going, "Hey, look, come on, what do you want? What do you want?" I can see the information, but if we don't tune into that flow, we don't expand with that flow, we don't step out of our comfort zones and go with that flow, we're not flowing on that expansion of the energy. And then we go, hey, when's it happening? Well, there's opportunities around everyone all the time, okay? Because I've got, it's like, it's very much so. It feels like you're in the pool. You're in the pool, but you don't want to let go of the edge. And the universe is saying, "Come on, man, we want you to come and float with us. We want you to come and chill. We want you to come and experience all this." And you're like, "I'm not letting go of the side." Okay, because inverted, I got the trust in the I got the trust in the science card, which is about, the third person advice we give ourselves or we give other people. Okay, but that's inverted, so that's saying that you don't want to heed to your own advice, your own knowledge, and where deep down, we know, and Gal, okay, but there seems to be some resistance to you holding on, and this has caused you to close, not to close down, but what I'm getting is shutting. It's like you're shutting down the potential that's available to you at the moment. Okay, whether you're aware of it or not, we're only human. We're here to just learn and evolve. Okay, there's no blame here, but there seems to be, you seem to be just closing yourself down to the potential that's available to you at the moment, because your main action card, I've got the star ancestor, follow the voice in your soul, that's inverted. Okay, and underneath that I've got the universe, grow together. I got the universe just saying, Gaia, the universe, yourself, whatever you want to call it, all that stuff there going, look, come on, let's grow together. But you've got to follow that voice in your soul, and you got to move forward with it. You've got to dig deeper. And we just want to stay in our comfort zone, and there's a calling there, okay? Because at the moment, what you're going through, without going into it, okay, this is the reality that you're weaving. This is the reality that you're hanging on to at the moment, and it's hard because we don't know any better sometimes. But sometimes, we've got to step out, and we've just got to just let go and step out sometimes into that unknown, and it's scary. And it's not always hard, but the universe is saying, look, is saying, go, just come on, let go. Let's just try it. Let's just try it. Let's just try it. It's going to be scary, but the universe is saying, like, trust me. And you know this. You know this in your head. You know this in your heart. But then you want to come back to the 3D, and this is where we use the distractions, our head, our ego, to keep us in the comfort zones. Because it's scary. It can be scary to embrace the unknown, but there's a calling there, Gail. There's a calling, and the universe is asking you, do you want to step up, and you want to step into this calling? Okay. Because I've got, look, inverted. Bring love into the situation. When we don't bring love into the situation, we bring fear into the situation. So the universe is saying, which one do you want to choose? Do you want to live in fear, or you want to live in love? And when we live in love, that can be scary too. But at least we're moving forward. I hope that has assisted you, Gail.
Hi, Gail. It feels like it's not whether it's easy or not for me to say. It's not about that itself at this moment. Actually finding it in a way that it will click for you. But firstly, I'll say to you, there's no chances. Everything does happen for a reason. Whether one understands it or not is really irrelevant at this moment. Um, it feels like, now, again, I am going to use this word. It feels like you've lost hope. Um, it's as though everything is not working the way you imagined it to be. Things are the way that they are at this moment, and there's that aspect of you which is really you're trying to have. There's this thing about the trying aspect of it. It's not about trying to keep or to have hope or trying. Um, it's accepting. Uh, the hardest part is to accept what it is as it is at this moment, whether it's good, bad, doesn't matter. It's not about the good and the bad. It's about the acceptance of whatever it is. As one can accept it, one can move forward and allow that to be what it is and say, okay, well, um, how can I just enjoy now? Um, there's a lot of there's expectations, and it's not about the expectations. It's more about the ac acceptance. It's not about trying to accept it. It's accepting it for what it is up to this moment, whatever it is that you believe it is. As you accept it right now, things can be a little bit, they will be, but again, this is what we require to do for ourselves. I can say it, but to do it is accept what it is, what you believe it is, what you've been told it is, and everything else that goes with it. Allow it to be exactly that, and what can you do about it now? And now every direction behind you, well, this is the result to it. What is it you can do that you have not done before? And start looking for that aspect of it instead of what has already been tried and done and so forth. Um, Not everything is as we expect it to be. So we sort of do get disappointed with expectations. So we don't have expectations. We accept things for what they are as they are, not expecting them to be this way or that way. And it does become lighter representing more easier, if you like, when we don't expect things to be in a particular way. And when we can get to that point of acceptance, again, the acceptance is for what it is without expectation. And things are lighter and we can just flow without that heaviness or that burden or that sorrow or whatever it is that one is associating and one is carrying with them. The last thing I'll say to you is everything happens for a reason. And if you can trust in that itself, that everything is happening as it should happen, um, again, it will be lighter for you. Until next time, I hope that's assisted.
Thanks, Gail. Okay, and that reading was courtesy of Hey Mandy. You see that? Look at that. Look at those triangles. Beautiful.
Well, Miss Mandy, where's my crystal?
My crystal.
I
Hey,
don't
check
know.
out this, Angelina.
That was wonderful.
Oh, Angelina, you're next. You donated. Check out this. Is that
Well,
interesting?
Angela.
Check it out. It's an Indian head.
The shiny bit.
Ah, look at that. How
Yeah,
cool
you
is
need
that?
to go to UV light it when you go UV.
See, he's taken the spot. Sorry, Cindy. The little
Allison.
the little dragon has had to. My little baby dragon reading a book. Reading a book has had to move to make room for the Indian skull. Sits on my computer tower.
UV light. Get yourself a UV light.
A UV light.
Yeah. I'll send you a link. I'll send you a link.
Okay.
Um, looking at them at this moment, and Mandy, I might send you the link as well. I think you'll appreciate it. And for the price that they are, I think it's worthy, especially what you do with your crystals. I think this will help you a little bit more than what you're doing with just a single light. But they're long, and yeah, there's two of them. So I'll send you the link and you can decide for yourselves.
Hot pink.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do. They
Yeah, I
do.
know.
They
I've
do.
seen it.
They do. I don't. I
I've got a
don't have it.
ruby. I've got like a ruby. Was
I have one as well. So
There was a
there you
box
go.
of ruby. It's a rough cut ruby. That doesn't look like much, but when you put it under the UV light, you could probably cut a little bit of a gem out of it. You know.
Here's
And
my
what's that called? A
ruby.
ruby? It's a ruby garnet, is it? It's a ruby garnet.
There's my
And
If you can
you
see.
can see the triangles on it.
Hey! Stop it! This
Oh,
is
get
bigger.
back! Leave
Look
the
at my bigger.
tourmaline alone. Go on.
Mine's bigger.
Pick it up, and show everyone so they can see how actually big it
Pick
is.
it
Some
up.
people haven't seen it.
Seriously? Oh, hang on.
Yeah,
Seriously. Okay, hang on a
come
sec.
on. You're a man. You should be able to do it with one hand. What would you say? Size matters not. It's too big. I can't do it. Only in your mind. Now that is a big tourmaline.
This is a heavy piece. And yeah, next to my head, it's actually.
What are you trying to manifest, Mandy? she's going, drop it, Stathi, drop it.
Yeah. This is. It's not.
There you go, Mandy. There's his good side.
Yeah. Get out. You're like you're wearing the other ones. Nice rip up your end for you to all have a look at my fluorescent.
No naughty corner on this show. The whole this is the show is the naughty corner. That's what we should call live naughty corner readings. Angelita, you still there, gorgeous? Are you paying it forward, or do you need a reading? Do you need a reading, Angelita? What are you attached to this week? Come on. Do you need a reading? Or are you paying it forward? What do you want?
Miss Angelita, no. If Miss Angelita is paying for a reading, she gets no, you won't get a reading here. I'm not giving you a reading. No, you only donate. You don't pay for your readings, Missy. Not you. There's many reasons for it as well. You just got to You just got to get it out of your comfort zone and come over to Discord.
Do you want to come on the
There
show,
I can rip
Angelita?
you apart.
You can come on the show now.
Yeah, you can come on the show.
You can come on the show and read with us. You can pay us to let you read.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you decide. But no, you don't get a reading. I'm not going to. You can come on the show. I'll rip you on the show. You can ask your questions on the show as well.
You're at work.
You're at work.
How convenient. Then what do you do? How convenient.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's
Yeah.
I was totally gonna, but I had to go to work and I'm sure.
What do you need? Ask you a question. What is it? I'll work with your question. But your donation could be for something else or someone else. You don't require to. Ask your question. Yeah, I will. Let's focus on Angelita. Your donation will go to somebody else though, because I won't accept your payments. That's fair enough, Brooke?
Yeah. Angelita, what's doing your head in at the moment? Oh my God. whatever you've got happening in your mind, there's a lot of pressure. I'm getting, Angelique, a lot of pressure in your mind, but yeah, your your base chakra and your sacral, it's it's you gotta, Angelina, it just feels there's something that you need to pull yourself out. How do you angle yourself? Is you just recognize that it's a thought and go, I'm not my thoughts, I'm not my feelings. We pull ourselves back into the present moment. Okay, because at the moment it just, there's a lot of pressure. And I mean, you know all this stuff. Yeah. Now you got to fight to hold that space and do it.
Go deeper.
Okay. Okay.
Go deeper. Yeah, go deeper. Yeah, while you're going deeper, look deeper than that. Angelita, don't try to unglue yourself. Look for the glue. You're trying to glue yourself, but you don't know what the glue is.
Just I'm feeling like there's expectations. There's, well, expectations that you would like, and you're worried about the outcome. Be beware of these energies, because sometimes we can get pulled into energies and we think it's us. We think it's what we want. We think it's all on us, and sometimes other people like the attention and they go throwing hooks. Okay. Just feel as there's a drawing something, and I'm feeling it's like it's pulling me from behind, from behind the head, the back of the shoulders. I feel like I'm being pulled back. So there's it feels like there's something something you're coming to terms with, and it feels like it does feel like there's a belief, or there's something big that you're struggling to let go of. What is it? What don't you want to let
I,
go of?
I don't know. Yeah, don't look at what it is. That's for Angelita. There is a
Yeah.
energy there that is being focused on. We'll just work on that one. The energy itself is what you need to work on. Angelita, again, this is why I don't want to read you, because to go to there itself. So at this moment, Brooke has said many things to you over a period of time, and I've said a few things to you as well. Um, there is a moment where all of that which has been said has crept up on you at this moment. So you can say certain things, and you're doing what we would say. You're still at that point of gathering wood and chopping wood, which is exactly which will not change. So don't focus on the change on what is being done and what you do. Um, it's not there where the shift will occur. The shift will occur with one's consciousness. So it's more the consciousness aspect of it that is changing. You're looking in uh, you're looking in the doing aspect, or the uh, again, certain things to be said, certain things not to be said. Um, you're looking in a particular direction, which is not the correct direction, is all I will say to that. Yes, that one. So it's not about focusing on oneself, it's not about shifting one's energy. It's been aware. When one focuses on oneself, one brings their focus and attention in the moment to themselves. Now, themselves at this moment, and again, this is just a layer, this is just one aspect of it. As we bring our focus to the body itself, we do not aim to change or do anything, but more be aware of what is occurring. We don't aim to alter that which we're occurring. Again, it's more about being present and aware of what is occurring and just keeping it to that point of awareness and not what is occurring itself. So, although one is aware of what is occurring, it's not about the occurring aspect of it. It's more keeping the focus to the aware aspect of it.
Yeah. Otherwise, this is well, we don't know any better, but it's like the we go to try to shift these problems with our ego when we should be just centering and just detaching, letting go, understanding, and becoming present, so it will actually shift itself. Or then we work out that we don't need to shift anything. We just give it energy.
Um, we are there is again there is levels of awareness. Again, using that term levels, um, don't visualize it as you believe a level is, but there are the more one centers oneself and the more one detaches. It's not about a point where one is completely detached. There is an awareness of detachment. The more one centers oneself, the less one is carrying, and what we carry is our thoughts. If we truly bring us, if we can grasp that the body itself is in the present moment and everything is truly and literally occurring at the same time as the body is. The only thing that separates us from being aware of what is occurring as it occurs is the way that we think, and it's our thought that distracts us. If you like, the thought is the veil, the belief, the thought, the belief of the thought, that's the veil itself.
Self-love.
You go of that as well. Well, Angelina, you want to go deeper than that?
Man, I thought you were just ungrounded, but obviously there is a bit of self-love. Okay,
Yeah,
hopefully
let
not
go
too
of that.
much. Uh,
Um, Again, Angelina, there's a lot more. Yes, there is. There's always each is at a level of self-awareness. To be aware of an individual at what level of awareness they are, what is their focus? What are they looking at? What are they thinking about? What is it they're after? What do they want? You know, their wants, their needs. There's a lot to be aware of that. The less we detach ourselves and the more we're centered, the more we're aware of the energy that is being experienced and not associating to it. Um, Easy to say for myself, it is the experience which is expressed, can be experienced, can be acknowledged. Um, it's not about what's going to occur. It's not about, it's not what one can learn. That's all I can truly tell you on that aspect of it. But one uses what one has learned to achieve that which is not learned. Oh, it's more than that. I've only said
yeah,
a
yeah, good.
fingernail amount.
Oh
Yeah.
God, we get on Discord and we'll talk for like 3 days on one subject like this, and then go, "What
Um,
were we talking about?
well,
No idea. Just already let go of
um,
it."
it's look, you know, I can go and go, and you know, it's all about again the question that is applied to how I respond to it. That question will always give me an awareness of the level of awareness the individual has. Um, Now, to get to a point where the individual themselves is aware of the terminology, because there is a different terminology and there's different levels of terminology as well. It's not a matter of just saying, you know, I've read a book, or I heard this, or or this, I saw this. again, it's getting to the point of being aware of our senses and detaching from the belief of what these senses, what we believe these senses represent. And again, to do that, there's a lot of self analysis that has occurred and awareness that comes with it, and a lot of work to do to that. But your curiosity is has a vibration or frequency. Um, everyone's curiosity has a particular frequency and a vibration to it. It is like tuning into, it's like having a radio, and you can tune into the stations or channels if you like. And I'm aware of plenty of channels that I can tune into if I chose to, and I don't. So it's not about what we believe it is, it's acknowledging certain things in a different way. Um, no, you won't be overwhelmed. That's why it takes, as Brooke just mentioned, hours and hours and hours of questioning, talking, and questioning, and more questioning, and more questioning. And if it's an answer, we question that as well. So I hope that's helped you, but it probably hasn't. It's probably confused you even more. And that's actually good. That's the whole purpose of it.
Yes.
Confuse the mind. We want to, we actually do want to actually lose our mind. Mm. We don't want to use the mind, the thoughts, the ideas, the beliefs.
Are you saying we rely too much on this?
On who, what, when, where? I have no idea. I know nothing.
See, I do have a brain. Thank you to you,
He
Mandy.
does. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that one.
It actually is a little brain.
Forget
What is
about the
that?
road.
Yeah, and it's what it is. That red
I
quartz
sent.
through it.
I can't remember. I said, yeah, it has. I sent it to you. Red veined something. Miss Mandy, you're there.
Red vein. Um,
We feel. We are not what we feel. We can experience, and that which is experienced is what we feel. But at no stage can one be that which one is feeling. To detach from one's belief um, is to be aware of what one speaks. Be good to your
Tracy,
mum, Ellison. There's your message. I'm going to go
Tracy,
make myself a coffee, mate.
Tracy, he's still here.
I'm going to go for a coffee. I'll be right back.
No, is a who was it? Tracy Tuttle. You still here? Tracy Tuttle. Tracy. You know what helps me, Angelita, is this is it, is you just okay. You just gotta go, just everything that's already happened has happened. You just gotta let go of what is in the past. And that's everything. And focus on doing that in every second and every moment, letting go of what has already occurred. Because we spend most of in here projecting the past. We spend our whole time projecting the whole past. And we just have to let it go, not take the past with us. That means every moment, every second, something needs to be dealt with. We deal with it accordingly. That's fine. But 99.9999% of the time, we're just releasing the past, not thinking about it. And when you can start to do that, you're going to pull yourself out of your head and release the past every second of the day, Angela. Every second of the day, something release, and you'll feel your energy pick up. And when you feel your energy pick up, you'll start to come into the flow. And forget about seeing angel numbers. You go to a whole nother stinking level of synchronicities like you would not believe. Okay, it'll go next level. And then you'll be back in your head, and the synchronicities won't be there as much because you'll be back in the head, back in the past. My God, it's so hard. We spend all our time, look at what comes into our head. We spend all our time thinking about what we've just bloody done. We could get out of that. We could train ourselves to get out of that. We're going to train ourselves to get out of that. Okay. Did I see? Okay. Okay. For Angelita, have you got someone you want us to read for? Pick someone that you have never seen. Maybe pick someone who has never had a reading on this show. Angelita, pop your name in the. Just let us know that if you've never had a reading from me. Okay, just let us know. And Angelita can pick one. Oh, shoot. I had a question on angel numbers. What? Yeah. I do that all the time. I'll be talking to someone. I'll be razzing up. I'll ran through a message or something, and I'll be razzing her up about something, and she'll be like, "How did you know I was just?" Me and my husband were just. How did you know? And I'm like, I didn't. It's just you come into that synchronicity. You know, everything starts to become a synchronicity, Angelita. Like the angel, you had the questions about the angel numbers. We're tuned in. We don't even realize that we do it. Okay. I don't trash angel numbers. Okay. You know, you can do whatever you want with angel numbers. I'm neither agree or nor disagree with them. I mean, if I see like a heap of number plates saying the same number, like 888, 888, I do. Sometimes, man, if I see like a heap of them, I'll go and look it up. Or if I'm not feeling insecure, I will ignore and go, hey, cool, whatever.
Angel numbers have well, when they pop up, pay attention to how
Michelle,
you're feeling, and then look at messages. You know, see what resonates with you, and that's all it is. Just look it up. Look at the messages. Do you resonate with it? Is it where you are at this moment? Is it assisting or not? That's it. They do come, and yes, Angelo, signs do come in so many different ways. Signs are everywhere. The sign will indicate where one is. So the level of an awareness that one has, the signs will be presented. It's just, again, one's awareness to what sign they will receive and what they see. Again, one's awareness to what the sign represents for them, to what level of awareness is one to acknowledge the numbers for what they represent. Numbers have a frequency to them and there's relevance to them. To get to the relevance of numbers, again, you know, we don't jump from grade 1 to year 12 into university. We start with grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, and so forth. There is if you look at it like this, the knowledge itself is all combined, but to understand year 12 knowledge, you need to understand year 1 to 11 to get to 12. And it's not that you're learning new, you're learning the continuation of grade 1. So grade 1 and grade 2, well, grade 2, what you've learned to grade 1, now you're learning and incorporating the two of them together, they're just one knowledge. So it's all works on the same. The deeper one goes, the more you start to see things at a different level and a different acknowledgement.
Was that okay? Is that okay, Angelina? Yeah, I heard enough. Man, you started it. You started him off. Hey, Michelle. Okay. So who's never had a reading from me or Stathi? Is Spiderbite the only one? Are you still there, Spiderbite?
Okay.
Spider bite. You know what? Let's just do it. We'll do another number. Oh, yeah. Okay, spider bite.
Okay.
Where are you from, spider bite? Australia, America, India, Canada? Well, it looks like an Australian spider.
Angelita, one at this moment is observing with one's eyes. When one becomes aware of the eyes' observations, it's not about the eyes, it's about the awareness.
Oh, I thought it might have been Linda.
Snowy mountains. You copying it at the moment, spider bite? Bites. Snow there? Or you down low?
Okay, spider bite. Look, this is where we do most of our overthinking. We're inside of our head all the time. We all do this. What we do is we think, okay, when this happens or that happens, or I get to the future, if I can get this happening, and we have all these ideals of where we want to go in life, what we hope to achieve, all these ideas. And so what we do is we fill our heads with all these expectations. But what happens is we live in our headspace where, like, hey, when I get to this point, everything's going to be rosy, because it's easier for us to live in expectation of our potential than be present in the moment and deal with what we need to and accept ourselves. Okay, so I'm getting a lot of acceptance. So I'm getting that there needs to be a lot more work done on you as being present in the moment, getting out of your head of what you could be and looking at what you are now, so you can start to move forward now and start to become more present in the now. Because at the moment I've got all these obstacles around you. There's all these things in your head. There's all these can'ts, or it feels like there's things that, I can't do that because of this or this, that, I can do that. But I'm not saying that you're being negative, Nelly, but we start to put all these illusionary obstacles around us, okay, that stop us from moving forward. Okay, so this is where you're going to come back and be present in the moment, and this takes a lot of work. This takes a lot of this. This is the battlefield of the mind. This is the prison of the mind. Okay, I don't know if you listen to some Ram Dass or just a minute Zen or wherever you go. Is the first stage in growing consciously or expanding of consciousness is realizing that we're imprisoned ourselves in our mind, and until we can recognize that we're doing it to ourselves in our mind, everything else is bullshit. If we can't get the grasp that and start to work ahead with that. Aquarian, I'm an Aquarian rising. Okay, well, that's it. The Aquarians are the great rebellious, the rebels. Yeah, I rebel against myself all the time because I'm an Aquarian rising. But but we've got to get around that. Okay, that's what we do when we procrastinate, because we're inside our head. We're like thinking about how things could be. We're not present. And all we've done is we've hanged on to the past, and we use the past to project the future. And my God, we're everywhere but where we should be, which is now. What do you want to do? You're going to make your cards aren't here to make your choices for you. They're here to let you understand yourself, so you can make that choice for you. Okay. It's dodgy people trying to tell you what you should and shouldn't do with cards. Okay. You want to move? If that's the first thing comes, hit the move. Will it work out? You'll know when it works out. Okay, but what we can't do is we can't become inactive because we don't know how things are going to unfold. Because you know what? We don't know how things are going to unfold. Because then what we do is we hang on to fear. Okay, we end up hanging on to fear, and that controls us. And we don't want you to do that. Okay, look, I'm getting it's time to go within. To do, this is to go. This is self work. I mean, there's no way around this. This spider bite. It's time to go within and time to look at your heart. Time to come within. Time to look at yourself and really think. Okay, what do I want? What do I hope to achieve? Okay, and I don't know if there's someone around you that's telling you how things should be, but you've got to start making choices. You've got to start making choices for yourself. Okay, work out what you want and stop listening to how everyone else would go about it. It feels like, I'm not sure if there's someone around you that you're talking to, or you're telling everyone everything about what you want to do. Okay, we need to get out of that talk. Okay, or out of that listening to everyone. Okay, this is time. We need you to become more. You need you to become more sovereign. Okay, so you're being asked to find what inspires you. What do you truly love? This is about finding yourself. This is about getting out. Okay, it just feels like you're caught up in being somewhere where you're not present at the moment. Okay, and this is causing you to close up. Okay, let me just see what else I can get. Okay. Because at the moment, it feels like you're too worried about what other people think, the people around you. It feels like you're too... Confirmation. Okay. Look, you're too worried about what people think. Okay. Look, this is where you've got to go within and start doing some stuff for yourself and start not worrying about everyone else and how everyone else feels. I'm not saying to be an arsehole or anything like that, but at the moment, okay, there's three parts. There's three levels of persona or mask of a person. One's the public persona, one's the private, and one's the secret. Okay, at the moment, your public and private personas, you're so worried about what everyone else thinks about those that you're starting to lose. It feels like you're starting to lose yourself. Okay, I've got, look, embrace the energy of peace. Look, don't let pride get in your way. Blinded by bias. Don't let pride get in your way. These two cards are inverted. Okay, and it just feels like there's an expectation. You've got an expectation of who you think you are, or in your mind who you could possibly be. Time to just let go of all that. make peace with who you are and start being present at the moment, and just be real for yourself at the moment. Okay, stop trying to impress people. Stop trying to tell them this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. Okay, and just start being you. Just because you need to seek yourself, you need to seek that inspiration, you need to seek that fire in your belly at the moment, and just bring it back to basics, Spider Bite, on who you are and what you want. Okay, because otherwise you're just caught up somewhere else, and somewhere else is projections and ideals that we do that in our head. We create fantasies of who we think we are. Everyone does it, and it's sort of, that journey of finding out who we are. It's about releasing all those fantasies and all those attachments, and just fucking, you're gonna find out who you are again. Spider Bite, yeah. You gotta stop worrying what other people are going to think about it. I mean, even if we're in a relationship, even if you're in a relationship, you've got a partner and kids, it's like, yeah. They're like, what? Are we having that for dinner? And you're like, yeah, fucking dinner. When are you going to cook me dinner? Like, who cares? Oh, I don't like sausages. And you just go, well, you just turn to them and go, well, don't eat them then. Go and grab yourself some 2-minute noodles. Like, it doesn't matter. It's about you finding yourself at the moment. And then things will start to become clearer. And also when we do this, Spider Bite, this is when we can start finding ourselves. Then we can put that energy out. Well, then we start to project the energy and show people around us that they can find themselves. Or some people will go, oh, I don't like the new you, because they prefer the you that used to give a fuck how they used to fucking tell you how things were. It's not about giving a fuck or not giving a fuck. It's just about being real for you, keeping it for you, to make peace with who you are and understand who you are. That's what's on your cards at the moment. I hope that's helped you. Don't worry about narcissists. Not narcissists. They're just people, just damaged people. Everyone's damaged to a degree. But not Mandy. Have this assisted you?
Yeah, well, Brooke always goes to that aspect of it, and if I was to take it further, there's not really much more to say than what Brooke really said. All I would say is, you either want to know yourself, or you want to accept what you've been told, to judge others and use them as an excuse because what you've been told doesn't work out. To make decisions for oneself is literally that, to make decisions for oneself. Everyone has an opinion, everyone has a belief. To know thyself, which I suppose is the real message that we all aim to understand, is who are we? How much of knowing oneself is prepared, how much work are you prepared to do? What is it you're really after? Do you need to move? Don't you need to move? Who are you going to ask to make that decision for you? Are you concerned about what is right and what is wrong, whether it will work out, whether it won't work out? What is your perception of what is right and what is not right, what should be and what should not be? How deep do you want to go to look at it for what it is, without the presumptions of what it could be? Because that's where you are at this moment. So trying to work out how things are going to work out. Well, things are going to work out whichever way they work out, but unless you come back to yourself here, see how things are now. The rest of it's only going to be in your mind. You make decisions and accept the results of that decision. Then responsible for oneself without expecting others to tell you how things should be. as we start making decisions, yes, we can go out, we can get opinions from others, but the decision in the end is finally ours. No one else's responsibility. We take responsibility for it, and whatever the result is, well, that's what the result is. If one wants to see it as right and wrong, one can dwell in the story that they've created. So one can be aware of the story, or one can live within the story, and that's the end of it. How that story unfolds, again, self awareness comes into that aspect of it. How much of oneself does one know, and how much does one believe of what they've told them to be oneself, or what oneself truly is? Um, I think that assists you. But again, Brooke said everything that needs to be said. Nanda, why don't you just go and ask him for crying out loud? I think you just heard everything I said. Um, we make decisions again. We're either what's one's focus? Where's one's attention? Where or what is it that one wants? Is it about going? What is it? What do you want? Applies to everyone. What is it you're after? Do you want um, the jewels? Well, he says he's going for coffee. Is it the jewels you want? I mean, people chase this and that. Is that what you want to be doing? Chasing? Constantly chasing something that's, well, if you're chasing it means you don't have it. So that's one thing most don't realize is you can always chase something. Is that what you want to be doing? Just constantly chasing something? Or do you want to, what is it you want? If we work with what we want, is it what we've been told that we should have? Is that how far? Is that what one focuses on? Is the limitation of the mind only to what one has been told? Now, we all want to get to some point of acknowledgement of something, but who is it that truly wants to know who they are? And how would we actually know who we are when we're using what we've been told and always associating to that which we've been told? So we can neither be what we've been told or acknowledge what we've been told and start looking at whom we truly are instead of what we have been told and how we believe things should be. Because everything we are doing, well, yeah, whoever's got the ears for this one, up to this moment, whatever you believe is just a memory and it's not occurring.
Awesome. What about socks full of food? Yes. Okay. Spider Bite, that was donated. That was donated by Angelita. Angelita, pleased to meet you, Angelita. Hope this assisted you.
And what would you change him into? Another knowing, Michelle?
Don't give up, Michelle. He's on to you. It's okay. It's what he does.
Again,
Embrace it.
right,
Embrace it.
onward.
Go ahead.
I say your responses, Michelle. Again, um, theoretically, philosophically, psychologically, and whichever terminology you want to use here at this moment, um, it's not about the words. Uh, what would you change? Is it the behavior you would change? Are you judging a particular behavior? Is that, I mean, we state to change something, is it to change something? Again, what would it be changed to? You change a pattern, fair enough. To what pattern would it be changed to? Would it be another part of what you believe is right? And whose perspective? Where does one stand to decide what's... So again, the words are great to use to change certain things, changing behaviors with the associations that one has based on what one understands behavior to represent, and then to judge it that that behavior is right or not right, should or should not be, and then to determine that it should be how, whose perspective. Who will decide that this is the right behavior? Being aware of one's actions is being aware of one's actions. It's not about changing the action that one is aware of. It's being aware of what the action is, acknowledging it for what it is in the moment that it is. It's not about changing it. And the acceptance for what it is all that's required. And one moves on to the next experience that one is having. If one is holding on to it, one is judging it because one cannot accept it for what it is. Acceptance for what it is no judgment. How can you say something should or should not be? The acceptance aspect of it is acknowledging that which one is accepting, and being aware that, okay, well, that's how it is. But it's not about what one is accepting in itself. It's acknowledging that one is aware that there is something to accept and to detach oneself from that which one is aware of. Therefore, it's not judged to be anything other than what it is, as one is perceiving it to be within the moment itself. So it's not about changing, it's about accepting. And when we can acknowledge the acceptance itself of what it is, that in itself, if you would like, is a change.
Now, if anyone can accept a number between 20 and 40, they'll get a reading, a free reading, courtesy of Bouncing. So pick a number between 20 and 40 and don't pick your nose. I know Mandy was going on about that, something about that on the live last night. I can't remember now. So pick a number between 20 and 40. Whoever gets the lucky number will get the lucky reading.
I don't know what the number is.
Do you need to know what the number is?
Not really.
Oh, there you go. Sometimes some things are best left unknown. Come on, people, quick, get the number, get your reading fix on. I need my reading fix. I can't go another day without a card. It's cheap as just a buy deck. Okay. Right. Let's get some dragon's blood. Happening.
No.
Obviously, no one needs a reading because they're not getting the number. Have another go, people.
awati nasishin atai onokun here.
Who wants reading? Who wants a reading? Okay, but get this: who needs a reading?
Yeah, maybe why the number's not coming up. Again, I don't know what the number's supposed to be. So even though I looked at it, I completely forgot about it.
Well, its number, it's got a digit between 1 and a digit between 8 in it.
That was there again. Okay. Okay. Now I think I got it. Focus on me. I'll think of the number. Who's in tune? Focus on me.
Jackie, a number between. You just got to pick the number or donate. You can just donate for reading, people. My brain too. It's my brain.
Shall most people do this, and you're doing this, and you do this a lot as well. Your ego is actually playing really nice games with you. To understand the unknown, you cannot use the known to understand the unknown. And no matter which way you go around it, it's always going to remain unknown as long as you're using the known to aim to acknowledge it. The unknown cannot be acknowledged, and it's got nothing to do with what you believe. One must let go of all beliefs.
Have another go, people. Have another go, Jackie.
You're still
Keep
using the
going.
same
We can
numbers.
see you. You're coming up here. This end.
Guns part about. If you guess it, you can pass it on to whomever you feel. Very good man awareness.
This is interesting.
I know. Guys, don't let my coffee get cold.
Well, that helps.
Simone, really appreciate it, but I mean, thank you. That's all I'll say.
Thank you.
And
We'll do
there we
this, then
go.
we'll do you next.
Now we have a winner, people. Look at your screen.
We have a winner.
Simone, what I'll get you to do since you have done it, I'm going to get you to really think about a question. Now, don't take the question if you have been listening. We'll work on that aspect itself, and Brooke will work with you at that time. At this moment, we're going to Angelo. Angelo, you have a very curious mind, and you can be up.
Angela.
Angela. Angela. My eyes. Angelo. Listen, Angela, that's fine. Because I was confusing you earlier with Angela as well, so I had to change it. Angela, where are you from? Auckland. Angela, just keep your focus on your heart chakra. You can go to sleep after this. Keep your focus on your heart chakra. As you keep your focus on your heart chakra, just be aware of your breathing, and that's all. And listen from here. You do have a strong focus as well.
Definitely Angelita, carry grounding stones with you a moment. But it almost feels like there's a part of you that's focused, that wants to do some stuff, but it feels like that there's a bit of a tight grip. Okay, a bit too tight, and it's taking you out of the flow at the moment. You know, like the potter that molds the clay. Like the universe needs to mold us to a degree, but we always need to remain malleable. But there seems to be like, it feels like you're doing a lot. You've got a lot of stuff happening. You got a lot of stuff you're doing at the moment. Okay, a bit too much. Okay, you feel you got a lot of plans. You want to doing this and you're doing this, you're doing that. Okay, but watch out. It seems we can get a lot of things. We can have so many things happening in our life. We can be distracted, but at the same time, if we remain present in what we do, we can have the same amount of things happening in our life and not be distracted and not be burdened. Okay. But first card I got for you is the High Priestess Harness, the Mystic Power. This is saying, okay, look, you have an understanding, you have knowledge. Okay. But at the moment, it feels like that you want too many people around you to be like, hey, you should be doing this, you should be doing that, we're going to be doing this, and this will help you. Everyone's path is for theirs to do themselves. Okay, Angela, and you've got to let people make their own choices, and you've got to let people make their own mistakes. You just got to let people do their own thing. Okay, because it just feels like there's a lot of expectations on some of the people around you, because this is a very lonely walk. Sometimes when we have these realizations, we start to do the self work, we start to move forward, we start to look at ourselves. It feels quite lonely, like no one gets us. And some people get us when we find those people that are resonating at the same frequency, or what. There's people around, but at the moment, it can be very lonely. Doing the walk, going within, because it's the way it is. Okay, as the ego starts to separate, it gives this illusion that we're alone, when in actual fact we're connected to everything, but it feels lonely because we're used to grabbing onto things with our ego. Okay, and there's things at the moment that you've grabbed onto, and it feels like you're holding something so tight that it's becoming too much of a stress and a burden, and I'm feeling that you just need to let go. It's all everything comes to you at the moment is coming back to being present, getting out of that head. Okay, because you have dreams, and you have dreams and stuff that you want to achieve, and you'll get there. Okay, but at the time, okay, you've got too much on your plate. This acting as a distraction. The reason it's acting as a distraction is because you're not present in the moment. You're worried about the past. You're worried about what's going to happen tomorrow. Have I got this sorted? Have I got that sorted? Okay, well, you need to be dealing with things when they're in front of you, and when you're not got a pen and a paper and a piece. If you've got a pen and a paper and you're planning something for tomorrow, that's fine. You can do it then. But when that paper goes down, that pen goes down, that phone goes down, you need to be in the moment. But you're not. You're still worried about what's going to happen tomorrow. Or what about that? Have I done that? Have I got this covered? These are the old ways. These are the old ways of doing things. And the more we do it, we become overwhelmed. And you become, well, you focus trying to move forward, but it feels like it's taking its toll on you. Okay, because there's things that you want to manifest, there's things that you want to move forward, and a lot of that stuff's going to come to pass. But at the moment, you not being present is not helping it. You're actually draining a bit more of your energy. There's a bit of, and you don't need to be, okay, because you're missing out on some gold right in front of you at the moment. Okay, because when because we hang on to things so tight, and this can be. I know it's the old ways of the universe. The old ways of doing things where we got to we got to cross all the T's and dot the I's and make sure everything's perfect. Okay, universe wants you to start having faith, letting go of your expectations. Okay, because it needs you to be more flexible, and that can be hard because at the moment you've got what you're going through is the message is you have to stand. You feel a bit shattered in areas with some of the stuff that you've been through, some of the stuff that you're dealing with. But the universe says it's time for you to have faith, and it's time for you to stand strong and stand in your power. Get out of your head, become present, be here and now. Get out of your head and stop focusing on what you can't change, and start looking at what you can change. And I change because then you're somewhere in your head and you're missing out what's happening in front of you at the moment. Okay, there's a lot of limitations that you're telling yourself. You're like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. This, okay, yeah. Look, scrap the negativity, the negative thoughts. Okay, Angelina, there's just a bit too much in self-judgment at the moment. We've got to get you out of self-judgment. Okay, because self-judgment will we limit our we're in judgment. We just create resistance and we close down perception on what's happening around us. Okay, so we got to get you away from that negativity, that negativity and judgment in your head. Okay, so your focus at the moment needs to be just going. You know what? Try being present, standing in your power, and going. You know what? Things are going to work out one way or another. Let's not worry about stuff. Let's embrace life. Let's embrace now. Okay, because it's all about you being present. It's all there within you, but you just got to release that negativity and start becoming present. Okay, otherwise life's going to get on top of you. Okay, and the only reason it's going to get on top of you, not because of what's happening, there's always stuff happening, it's because of the way that you're focusing on it. Okay, but you're actually, you're good for this. You're good for this, Angelina. This is well within your pay grade. Hope that's assisted you.
Sure. Spider bait. This will apply to you as well.
Spider bite.
Bite.
It's a great band, Spider Bait. Great band.
Spider bite. And look, just listen. This is directed to you, Angela, but as I said, spider bite. It will apply. Firstly, it all comes down to what we are truly looking for. And if it is to be clear, or, if we're working with knowing ourselves, because that's what I work with, that's what I speak about. It's not about what we can know, it's about ourselves. Now, to know ourselves is a very different, it's not based on what we believe. So now, I'm going to come to you in a moment, Angela. By we don't always find the people in our town to be able to express ourselves. It's always somewhere other than with those that we've trusted. Those who have been around us. They're not the ones that we always come to be able to communicate. The more we start searching, and again, the more we start looking and going into a different direction, as much as we can come to an awareness of for ourselves, it doesn't mean that the others will be aware of what one comes to be aware of. So again, depends on how deep you want to go, and this will apply to all that is listening and whomever is interested. if you're looking for spirituality, I'll tell you now, I have no interest in spirituality whatsoever. Angela, this will apply. It's not about spirituality, it's about why we experience, if you would like, what we are experiencing. Because no matter what we speak about, it is a particular experience that we're attached to, and the attachment itself and all its associations are what causing the issues that we go through. And Jackie applies to you as well now. Um, Now, Angela, if you are working on yourself, we come across a point of self work or self knowing. We come across a lot of distractions, and we start to do this thing which will be based on the ego itself, which will start to project those issues from within, and it will project it to whatever it is that you believe is creating that issue for you. If you're prepared to work at that point of acknowledging that you are projecting the issue, you can work with being able to detach from that projection and from that issue itself, which will be, again, we speak about healing. Healing is detaching from that which we believe is creating a situation which we believe based on what we believe. So again, there's a lot of things that are occurring and depends on how deep one wants to go into it. You can either focus on the issues or be aware of what the issues are. Again, it keeps coming back to one's level of awareness. There's many things that we believe are creating the issues that we are experiencing, but it's more about how we are creating them ourselves by giving it the attention that we do. So to acknowledge it to a different level than one believes it is, again, it's not about spirituality. It's not about receiving gifts. It's none of that. True healing of oneself is to acknowledge what it is that is causing the issues in the first place. Symbolically, there are many ways to look at it. There is the physical level, or the superficial, or the surface level that we all work with on that time basis or 3D level, or then we can go deeper than the 3D level and start working with a different consciousness to what is occurring. So, and Angela, it really depends on where you want to go, what you're after, to how to direct or navigate what it is that you keep focusing on. Now, if that's the direction you want to go, it does come down to how do you want to achieve it? What is it that you truly want to achieve? If you want to achieve self-awareness, yeah, there's a different level of awareness, as I stated. There are many levels of it. Or do you want to focus on the attachments, the possibilities, which there's plenty of them. You know, is it a partner you want? Is it a house you want? Is it a car you want? Is it a job you want? Those things, there's plenty of readers out there that can work on that level itself and guide you with their crystal balls and tell you what you want to hear. If you want to go past what that aspect is and question yourself and get the own whip out on yourself, we're here to do that aspect of it. But there's not much there. You do have a clarity and you do have an awareness, and you're looking deeper into that awareness. That's not external, that's very deep within you.
Okay. Simone, what would you say? Were you talking to yourself in the mirror? Or you just go, "Hey, good looking." What a good looking question.
Right, you just get your focus. I'm going to just take Jackie. I'll just do a little bit. You focus on Jackie this moment while you're shuffling your cards. Jackie, just bring your focus to your heart chakra.
Jackie's
I'm going to
next.
work with.
Oh, we're with Simone at the
Oh,
moment.
sorry,
What?
Simone. Sorry. My because I was reading the bottom part. Simone. Sorry, Simone. Just bring your focus to your heart chakra, and I'm going to work with a quote that you typed up there, which is talking to self in the mirror. And you know, what would you say self is that you would talk to? Um, and if you have an answer there, what would you say the self is? And I can add to that. How do you know? Because it really comes down to the aspect of the knowing part of what one states one shall speak to self in the mirror. How deep do you want to go to question that itself? Mm. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not denying that. I won't deny what one is experiencing and acknowledging for oneself, far from it. Um, I'm going to see if you can go off. Okay. Let's see if you can follow with this. Um, if you can follow with this, I can go further with this. Otherwise, I'll leave it to where it is. Uh, can you acknowledge the cause and effect theory? And I'll keep it to a theory aspect of it. And if you can, I can work with that, see how deep you'll go with that one itself. Um, there is a cause and there is an effect. And we can be aware of the effect itself, and we can interpret it as one chooses to interpret that effect. Um, the effect itself is still just an effect. It's not about the effect itself. It's that which is aware. Now, if we use what we state to believe what we are experiencing. Now, when I say experiencing, we use our senses, and it doesn't matter which sense you want to speak about at this moment. Um, we are experiencing the interpretation of a particular sense, which one would state would be seeing or sight. Um, to state it is right or wrong is not what I'm going to get into at this moment. It is, how do you know what it is that you are experiencing that moment? Is it the cause, or is it the effect, or is it that which is aware? Now, if one is aware of the cause and the effect, is the awareness the cause and the effect? Jackie, I've heard you, I saw you, and I will delete you with the next message.
Simone. Look, something's come up for you. Okay. Look, I think Stathi was just talking about cause and effect. Okay, there's something that's troubling you at the moment. Okay, you Simone, you're trying to get answers for it. You're trying to get clarity on it. Okay, but it feels like you're focusing on the issue at hand. Okay, now it's not the issue isn't the problem at the moment. Okay, it's the pattern that brings these issues to light. So basically, the universe is saying, look, okay, look, time to get down to the bottom of things, because there's something coming up. There's something, and you're struggling to get clarity. Circumstances might be a bit skew with. Okay, life is like that. Life happens to us. Life is what happens to us when we're making other plans. Okay, but at the moment, you're waiting for clarity. You're waiting for information. There's stuff that you're waiting for, but the universe is saying why. He's asking me why. Why do you need clarity? What? It's almost like the universe at the moment is saying, yeah, okay, but you're asking the wrong question. Okay, so this will be a shift of perception. Okay, because there's something around you that you really want to know, but it's okay. It's more about the patterns. There's a pattern the universe is trying to show you. Okay, a pattern that is coming, a way of perception that you keep going into. Okay, it keeps coming up, and it keeps causing stress in the same sort of. The universe is looking really hard to show you a pattern at the moment. Okay, so what's coming up for you at the moment? It's not what it seems. It's not what you think it is. It's the underlying pattern. The universe wants you to go below the surface at the moment. Okay, because there's some things that you just, yeah, okay, yeah, not that big a deal. Well, this happened. It's not that big a deal to me. Okay, and we're like, yeah, not that important. But there's some of the times the little way we go about things can be distortion, and like a stone in a pond that the ripple effect goes across the whole pond from one little stone. Okay, there's some stuff around you at the moment that the universe is like saying, okay, look, we need you to get below the surface and just break this little pattern, and this will just open up so many more doorways and open so much more potential. Because I got the cause and effect. I got the cause and effect card in between your main pile. Okay, that what's down the bottom is holding that space and seeing the patterns. Yeah. It's because we're still in judgment. We're in trauma because we're still attached. Okay, it's a hard one. We can go in here where in that trauma, what we hold on to, we don't. What we hold on to, that attachment. We can go, hey, I need to heal the trauma. Okay, but which is good, and we do that, toward a certain level. But as we get to know ourselves and we learn to let go of stuff, then we don't need to heal the trauma. We just let go of all the crap, baggage. We get to a certain point in consciousness where it's like, I don't need to carry that anymore. Oh, but I haven't healed that trauma. Well, if I'm not attached to it, I don't have to. I just can let it go. Okay. But when we're still caught in that, we're still hanging on to it, we hang on to all this baggage, and then we got to heal the baggage that we're hanging on to, because the baggage has got oh shit, my suitcase that I'm hanging on to has got a hole in the side of it. Shit, I better get that fixed. What about let go of the suitcase? It's hard. It's hard, but there's some little things that the universe really wants you to do, because there's some stuff that's happened, some trauma and stuff, and yes, you have had a fight. This caused you plenty of sleep, but I got your main action card is a broken arrow. Embrace the energy of peace. This is just about making peace with it. Just making peace with it. Okay, and I've got look, it's time. That's inverted. Like the universe is saying, let go. Okay, we're gonna find out why we're hanging on to it, and we're gonna let go of it. We're gonna acknowledge it and let go of it, because underneath that's is set it free. It's time. It's time to set it free. Okay, and be thankful, because these are the hard stuff. These are the hard. These are the hard lessons, because if it was easy, and sometimes someone tells us this, we're like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Boom, I'll let go. Yep, done. And then further down the track, something triggers us again, and it comes up again, and then we go, fuck, I haven't really let go of it, have I? And then we go deep again. Okay, so this is all about this is all healing. It's time for you. It's time for you to see the patterns. Okay, this is like the next step, the next level, the next the next strip back, Simone, of your consciousness. It's okay, because I can get through this, then I can learn how to do this in other areas, and all this stripping away. And when we do the work, this will help you to become more present. Okay, and it'll bring you more into the flow and bring you more clarity. So this is very positive cards here. But yeah, it's work. It's work, but that's what we need to do. You're good for it. I know you're good for it. Okay, I hope that's assisted you.
Simone, I will finalize with this. There's a lot of ways, and there's a lot of depth in what one can look at. Now, how much you can, what your awareness level is, or what you can be, what you are aware of, will depend completely up to you. When I state what I'm going to state, one can believe whatever one chooses to believe, or one can be aware of the believer. And that in itself is what I will leave you with. If you want to understand more about what the believer is and what the belief is, and if you're prepared to go on a different direction to what you believe occurs, again, this is based on your beliefs, not my beliefs. I don't believe what you say, full stop. But you're entitled to believe what you choose. If you want to go any deeper than that itself, you want to understand what I mean by what a belief is, and what you believe is yours, and I don't believe you, no matter what you say. We can go deeper to it. It is completely up to the individual on what they believe there is and what it is. And there's many ways to look at certain things. There are many breadcrumbs, and the breadcrumbs themselves, there are many languages that can interpret what a breadcrumb is. And when you can understand that, there is a depth within that itself, that it's not about the breadcrumb, it's about where the breadcrumb leads. And if one is only working on the breadcrumb and focusing on the breadcrumbs, they'll miss what it is that the breadcrumbs are leading one to. So again, depends on the depth of the individual and how deep they're prepared to go and look into things. All I can say is, Cindy, I know you're listening. You can pop up on Discord. If you're really interested, pop into Discord. This is where we have these conversations constantly. We are looking at doing something different soon, so we're working on it. We're on Discord. This is what we talk about. It's not about what we believe. It's about acknowledging what it is a belief is. If anyone is prepared to go deeper than what they believe and to start questioning more than they've questioned, you can join us and we can go deeper. Again, don't come into Discord with your belief. I do not have any interest in what you believe, and I have my reservation in that.
Simone, if something was given to you from what? That's what people got to ask themselves. Because I have friends like this, and they're like, "Oh, something happened, and I lost my gifts for 2 weeks." And I'm like, "How do you lose your gifts? How do you lose your abilities?" Well, if they were given, it depends how they were given to you. What has been giving you those gifts? What has been giving you that information? What has been giving you that insight? That's what I'd be asking. What?
Gifts, 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 gifts. All the little jewelries that one can actually gather, as many as you can possibly gather, and always weighing yourself down, never been able to get through the little hole because you're just too carrying too much weight. Um, to be light, as we all speak about lightness and being light and light, light, light. Well, you can't be light if you're carrying everything. Um, it's not about gifts. Everyone wants gifts and everyone focuses gifts. Just remember this much. If it has been given, and I'm just going to work with what Brooke said, if it's been given to you, it can be taken from you. So do you want to work with what is given to you, or do you want to acknowledge something? Well, actually, I'll put it to you this way. Do you want to work with what has been given to you, or know who it is that has it? Because anything that is given is used for starters. So you, the user or the used? And what is the used? Again, Simone, we work on a different level of terminology. And yes, one can be stating what one is stating at this moment. And I'm not here to say it's true or not. I'm here to tell you I don't believe you. And I have my reasons for stating that as well. I don't believe anything that the alphabet and its associations are. And to understand that, again, we all have associations, we have words. To understand what we speak about is to understand how we came to speak what we're speaking, and also to understand why we're stating what we're stating. Are you the education or are you the educated one? And are you using your education to understand who you are? And if you want to go to your education aspect of it, well, it's not yours. You have it though. Every word, every letter, someone told you what it means. So you're either going to be what someone told you, or you're going to acknowledge for yourself who you are without using what you've been told. So again, we can speak about what we believe we know, or we can acknowledge and look at what we look at beliefs again, and working with beliefs itself is what it comes down to. So it's not about believing something, but acknowledging what a belief is and who the believer is. So yes, this is where we go. This is our topics. This is our discussions. We do this to assist as much as we can. Jackie, your ego is very strong. Your beliefs are created through your education, and you have an association to that to which you have been told. You believe the story that you have been told, and you're experiencing that story. You're associating with the character, not the actor. When you can understand what the actor is and how the actor can change into character when required, one can detach from that which one believes. But until then, one is still basing everything on the character and not the actor. The actor is not the character, no matter who the character is. So the character itself is what you're associating with. The character is just a belief, a story. Doesn't matter what the story is. It is still just a story. You're experiencing a story, and everything that is based on that story, you are experiencing, you're feeling. Feeling is an experience. We feel things. We are not that which we feel, no matter how much. It's not to learn. It is learning detachment because one acknowledges. One requires to separate oneself from what one truly believes to be true to acknowledge what a belief is. Uh, to acknowledge oneself, or if you would like to understand that which is unknown, one cannot know the unknown by using the known itself, because the known, the moment that you state that I know it, well, you don't know the unknown because we're still speaking about an unknown. It's more acknowledging what the unknown represents, and how the unknown and the known, and that's what the detachment is from the known and the unknown. And if one can get to that point of acknowledgement of the known and the unknown, look, it's not for me to tell you what it is. Again, I can give you the breadcrumbs. Mhm. So many look at things in the way that they've been told. I don't look at what I've been told. I acknowledge what I've been told. It's not about what I've been told, though, because that's the story that someone has told me, which I have been able to experience. I still experience that. It's not about not experiencing the story, but it's being able to experience it now with a level of awareness which is not based on the story that has been told. Literally knowing one can get into character when they choose to, and one can remove oneself from character and be oneself without the mask that one puts on, which is the persona, which is the ego. Jackie, listening. Um, it is our ego that is constantly searching because the ego requires some form of acknowledgement, and its only acknowledgement is on the belief that it knows, it knows, it knows. Oh, look, I know this and I know that, and I can do this and I can do that. That's ego. It's not about the ego, it's acknowledging what the ego is itself. Clarity of, yes, it is. Uh, the clarity is, again, there is this thing, we have an association to clarity itself, and it's more about removing the associations that we have been, look, whether I say educated or programmed, uh, anything that we speak, which is based on our alphabets, our ABCs, and it depending on the country, is really relevant on the country itself. We're speaking about alphabet. To truly know oneself is to question and get to oneself to the point of truly questioning. Without what one has been told, what does one know? And not to use what they have been told to answer that question for themselves. So to change oneself is not about changing what one is experiencing, it's accepting the experience for what it is without judgment. That itself then detach is where the detachment begins. Because without judgment, one is not focusing on what one believes it should or should not be. It is accepting it. And that acceptance is allowing it to just be what it is. And one then does not have the attention, the focus, and one does not give energy to that. And one keeps one's focus to oneself. As one focuses with oneself, one centers oneself. And the belief is excused and removed from oneself. The belief no longer uses one. One now uses the belief. The belief is just a tool. We are not that which we believe. For the believer cannot be believed, for it does believe, and it is not the belief that it believes. It thinks it, but it is not that which it thinks. So how deep does one want to go? No. No. You're muted, bro.
You're on mute, Brooke.
Simone, it's not that it's not just saying, okay, yeah, trauma, ignore it, and that we've got to get it to a level where we can start to move away and detach from it. It's like if, say, you're in your car, like you're just like, oh, it's my car, I'm in the car, it's the whole car, and it's making a terrible noise. Okay, we're going to attach to that ability, and we've got to work on the detachment. Not that we just go, okay, yeah, the trauma's gone, get to that stage, but we need to be able to like get out the car and walk around it and just look at, say, it's not my car, it's just a car. Let's look at this car for what it is. Let's get out, let's walk around it, let's have a look. Okay, we're going to detach so we can see everything from a clearer perspective, and then we can start. Then that will bring more clarity, and then we can start to see things for what they are. And when we start to see things for what they are, they start to change shape. And when I mean they change shape is um, our perception of them changes. Okay, and so there's a lot of layers to it.
Many layers, and yes, again, we can continue, and it goes deeper and deeper. It's not about what one believes, and again, it is. Now, mentioned healing there, and I'm going to work with that itself. We're all healers. We are all capable of self-healing. We don't require a true healer is not out there to make you better, but to assist you for you to be able to do it for yourself. Now, to heal, the true meaning of healing is detachment of a belief. Because the only thing, you see, we all look for peace or clarity or calmness, whatever it is that we want to look for. We'll never find it because that's what we are. And that's why we'll never find that because we're always looking for ourselves. And to truly know ourselves, we cannot be that which we're looking for because it's always that one which is looking, not what we're looking at. So, if you want to associate to the observed, well, then you're going to start to have a disassociation aspect, which is an aspect of oneself which is out of balance, and that will create a lot of anxiety and all the other associations that one has to oneself. The less one attaches, the clearer one is, the more balanced one is. The more one is aware of what it is in the moment for itself, again, the more balanced one is. One is not attaching to that which they are aware of. The awareness itself does not have disassociation aspects in the sense of what true meaning of disassociation is, and therefore balanced, being centered with oneself in the present moment, allowing this moment to be what it is, speaking the words, listening to them, and each word spoken past tense, nothing to hold on to other than this moment that is occurring now.
Um, Spider bite. I'd almost say unconditional love is possibly. I'd almost say actually just try to be unconditional. That would be more powerful. That would help you. That would bring you more clarity, maybe.
Michelle, that is an egotistic aspect of looking at things. We're not looking at increasing our abilities because you're still basing what it is on a belief and the associations to that belief. It's not about what we believe and how we associate and what associations we have to that belief. It is about acknowledging a belief, how we came to believe it. You see, we all have boundaries. Boundaries. We all have barriers. We all have blocks, as they speak about. You can state that this is a form of soul gathering. Because every soul has been shattered, in the sense that your mind is all over the place. Centering oneself is gathering all the aspects of oneself that is here, there, and everywhere else. Whatever you're thinking about, that's your soul shattered. So to um, do a soul retrieval, it's not about retrieving one's soul in the sense that you are in parts and that you're here and there. It's acknowledging it comes to acknowledging what belief is, to acknowledge what one speaks about when they say that um, there's past or present or future. To truly understand that is to detach what you believe the past, present, and future is. Well, soul retrieval goes to that point of um, y- the belief itself is the only thing that creates the separation of what one would call the soul. Um, we call things which we have no idea what a soul is. You don't know what a soul is. You believe what a soul is. And I state that very clearly. You don't know. No one knows the words that you're using right this moment. You might believe you know what they are. Um, you don't. You believe them to be what you've been told they are. So you use them accordingly to the way that you've been taught how to use them. So that is the way that you create the associations and the stories that you believe you are experiencing. Now that's the thing. You believe you're experiencing what has happened 2 seconds ago. You believe you're experiencing what has happened with each word that I'm speaking. But the truth of it is, you are just being aware of it, but you're attached to that belief that what I'm stating is occurring. It's not actually occurring, it's already occurred. You're just stuck in a belief, and that way you're not going to see what it is to look from outside within, because everyone is within time and everyone is associating themselves to that time itself. Removing oneself from what one is observing, again, how big do you want to go?
People, we have a Discord group where we discuss that, and some people that I see here come in there. Usually it's me and Stathi talking like this about everything. So I will play the thing. And that is absolutely free.
Yes, there's no look, guys, just jump into Discord. This is what we talk about. And I'm just going to go to spider bites at this moment. Spider bite, again, the terminology that we use to aim to understand something is going to limit one based on the association to the belief of that terminology. So to state what you stated up there, um, uh, it's not about what you believe it is, and that belief is what creates the walls. So belief itself, without using now what type of belief it is, so not associating to the beliefs, but acknowledging what a belief is. That belief, no matter what it is, no matter what you're associating a belief to be, what you believe in, that in itself is the wall that one creates, that belief. To break through that belief is not to not associate to any of it, to truly detach oneself from anything that you've ever been told, whether it's an image, whether it's a thought, whether it's a feeling, it doesn't matter. To truly to truly detach oneself from whatever it is that you believe it is. And when one gets to that point to themselves, then one can say it for themselves as well. It's not about what I speak, because it's still, every word I use is based on a belief. It's not about the belief, it's the believer. And the believer, all I can say to you, one does not require to believe in a believer. It's got nothing to do with what one believes for a believer to be. For that in itself is that which one would call the experiencer, experiencing the believer, believing this is who they be. Never seeing themselves, only the reflection of what they believe. It is their true self. Still a belief. Next, if we're having a next, where are we? Because again, as I said, guys,
We've got more.
this is what.
We've got more donations. Should we go to runouts?
Jackie, I'm not going to pick on you directly, or pick you at this moment directly. Everything that you're after has already been stated. So working with what has been stated, that should assist you to the questions you already have.
And sometimes it helps, Jackie, is when you're in the car, listen to this whole show again, and you'll be surprised at what information that you missed will pop back up and speak to you again. That's always a good thing to do.
The spider bites. What is a cloud?
What is a
When you can
cloud?
get to that point of questioning what a cloud is that a cloud that you are speaking about, or do you have a belief and association to what a cloud is? Again, it's not about what one believes, and even though one is stating something that is correct in the sense of what we are stating, I acknowledge, it is not about that. It's actually going past that aspect itself. So yes, there's a lot of ways to look at it, and we can speak of it in many different ways. It's not about what we're speaking, although what we're speaking again is what I stated earlier, are the breadcrumbs to take one to, it's pretty much saying, there is a door there. Now that door itself, once you open that door, to go through that door, you cannot go through the door with what you carry, and that what you carry is your belief. It's not about what you believe. You get through that door. Once you're on the other side, no belief, no knowing, no matter what it is that whatever it is that you believe, is behind that door. And if you go in there with your belief, you're only going to take your belief in there, and it won't be what it is. It'll still be based on your belief.
There's too many
Run
people
out
watching.
if you want. Again,
Okay.
I'm.
There's too many people watching.
Who's there? Who wants a reading? I mean, if you want a reading, if you want a guaranteed reading, or we can just keep speaking. We just picked on Simone at this moment. And if you want a reading, you can donate, guaranteed reading, or if
That you can donate for a extended reading, or I'll do runouts, and then that's it.
Yep.
So place a 1 in the comments section if you have not had a reading. And I'll give you a quick run out. So what I will do is I'll take this off at the moment. What is it? Is that Micah? Milka. Okay. Look, we can do, Milka, we do what we need to do, okay? You know, you've got knowledge of things. You know what you need to do. You know what needs to be done on your end is when it comes to doing stuff. That's all good. So the problem is you need to look at the advice that you would give. If you were giving a friend advice about your situation at the moment, what would you tell them? You would tell them the truth. Why? Because we've got no attachment. We've got no bias because it's someone else. It's not us. Okay, this is the stance that you've got to take in your situation. There's some questions that you want, some things that you're trying to work out. And deep down inside, you know the answers to these questions. Okay, but the problem is you're so outside of your head trying to worry how things, you're trying to know the unknown. Okay, and all you're doing is going somewhere else in your head, wasting all your energy, right? You're projecting more of the past into the future. How's it going to work out? When it works out, you'll know it's going to work out. Okay, you know when it happens, but at the moment, it's about being present in the moment, enjoying the moment. Because you're so somewhere else. You're always so somewhere else that you're missing. You're missing out stuff that you need to be focusing on. You're missing out what's in front of you. You're missing out stuff that's gonna affect you. Why? Because you're somewhere else in your head. And the universe needs you to come back, center yourself, ground yourself, be present in the moment. But I've got two cards here, and they're like, and you're somewhere else. You're somewhere else. You're somewhere else. You're somewhere else. Okay. When that in the future becomes now, then you'll be there and you'll know. But stop worrying. Do what it is that you need to do, and you do know what it is you need to do. Focus on doing that and be present. Otherwise, you're going to miss so much shit in front of you, and then you're going to be where you're somewhere else. You're going to be worried about all the stuff that you missed, and then you're going to miss more stuff in the future because you'll be back there. You see what's happening? You have to come into the moment. You have to be present. You have to deal with what's in front of you at the time and not be somewhere else. Okay? That is, you've got to be here and now, man. I hope that's helped you.
Okay, I'm not certain. Uncertainty is the main thing that I kept picking up from you. So there's a lot of uncertainty around you, or where you are at this moment, what's going on around you itself. A lot of focus that away. Not much that can be assisted with you with what is going on. Like we've been speaking about it all evening, so it's more about being present and sort of being getting to the point of being able to accept what they are, acknowledging it. There is changes occurring everywhere. It's affecting everybody differently, but everybody is feeling what is occurring around us at this moment. How much you work with energies, the energies are intense, and again, where your focus is what's occupying you at this moment. So you are in control how much focus you want to give with that which is occupying your mind, and you can do that on your own. Shift is changing, changes are occurring. We can only go with the flow at this point in time. So again, there's a level of awareness that one has for themselves to how ahead you can go with what is occurring, and uh, how much you can let go of what is occurring without holding on to everything that is occurring around you. So yeah, I know it's a little bit confusing, but the shift is changing. Shift is happening. Changes are happening, and we're all affecting it in one. We're all feeling it one way or other. And again, it depends on individuals' awareness.
Next. Well, stop playing with it. I'm just looking at the one below it, Michelle, and I'm thinking, just stop playing with it. Stop playing with it. You go blind.
Yeah. So, Michelle, I'm only going to say this to you again. Said to you, you're over focusing on what you read, and you're associating, so you're projecting certain things and aiming for them to be true. I don't believe you. It doesn't matter what you tell me. I don't believe you. I said that to you last time. They're just words. If you've listened to everything I've said, it's not about what one believes. You can focus on that as much as you want. So yes, a child has many toys to play with. There's always a new one to play with as well. As a child gets distracted with one toy, there's another toy that they go and find to get distracted with, thinking, "Oh, look how new this is." Yippee!
What do you seek, Michelle? What do you seek?
Mm.
What do you want? Knowledge, expansion, enlightenment, inner peace. What do you want? Universe is asking, saying, what do you want? What do you seek? What do you want, Michelle? Universe is asking. Do you know? You don't have to answer me. This is for you to find out. What is it that you seek? Spirituality, enlightenment, inner peace. That's what you've got to work out. Because it feels like there's all these constructs in your head of what things are. And it's like, it almost feels like, how long are you going to read the menu for? Time to order. Well, then, don't worry about spirituality. I'm over spirituality. I want to find myself on the inner peace. I don't have gifts. I have ability. Like, I'm not chasing gifts.
I don't want to lose the
things.
moment. Cindy, did you hear what Brooke said?
Well,
Time to stop just looking at the menu. It's time to order. Continue, mate. I got to use it.
okay. Yeah.
I had to say it right there. It was appropriate right then.
Well, that's because spirituality is very 3D and ego driven.
Belief.
Okay. And when you go into it, it's a belief. And if you're trying to evolve your consciousness and raise your vibration, you have to move past that. Step through it. Step past it. Move into the higher dimensions. Which means
The walls are beliefs.
they're the walls of the beliefs. Spirituality is so fucking full of beliefs. But you just all you do is you go from the 3D prison that we were all in, and then you go into spirituality, and you just create another prison with nicer walls. And then you think, hey, cool.
All of it has, again, all of it is, if you go past of attaching oneself to what one is learning, if you like, because we learn to unlearn. And what that really means is we learn things to get to a particular level of awareness. Then we don't hold on to that because that doesn't end there just because one has become aware of something. Um, we continue using that which we've learned and come to a particular awareness to continue that level of raising our awareness. And it's all about raising our awareness. Um, and yeah, it is higher dimensions. We speak of higher dimensions. We can use the terminology and their associations. Going to a higher dimension, well, what I speak of is being at a higher level of awareness. To be aware of dimensions is still being aware of something. And I'm not speaking about what one can be aware of. I'm speaking about that which is aware of it. We can attach ourselves to what we can be aware of, or we can continue to expand our awareness and not limit it. And if we're going to limit it to a belief, well, we are then limited to that belief itself. To raise to a higher frequency, Simone, it is, again, we are a natural high frequency. The only thing that prevents us from, now, it's not about accessing, because there's nothing to access. What we believe that we are capable of is beyond the belief itself. When one detaches oneself from the belief, what one is left with, well, it's not what one believes, because this is where we're detaching ourselves from the belief. So to get to that point of what one would state would be a higher frequency, one does not require to get to that higher frequency. One is that higher frequency. The awareness of that higher frequency of oneself is to detach oneself from what one presumes a high frequency is, because the association to what one presumes high is and frequency is still limited to one's education and that which one has been told. We are at a frequency which is not based on high and low. It's more of an aware frequency, which is at a different level than one's belief will allow one to acknowledge at this moment, because it is only the belief that prevents one from acknowledging oneself. So we're always looking, again, it comes down to uh, the seeker and the seeked. Are you seeking? What are you seeking? We always want to know who we are. Know thyself. Who am I? To truly ask that question, are you who you've been told? And is that who you are? And what is it that you are? Are you going to still base it on what you've been told? So the moment you state that I am this, well, Brooke, this comes to you now. The moment that you state that I'm Aquarius raising, well, automatically that's what you are. You've limited yourself to the association and the energies of that storyline and that timeline itself and its representation. So to know oneself is to detach oneself from what one believes one is, to be left with, well, not a belief, but an acknowledgement of what that belief itself is.
Thanks, Michelle.
Yes.
Got me in trouble.
Um, Laughing is a good way. And yes, joy itself is not based on a belief, it's an energy. Um, we all keep focusing on what we've been told, and we're limited to that which we've been told. It's not about what we've been told, it's who has been told. And again, I don't focus on your belief and I don't care about your belief. Your belief is not yours. You believe it's yours, and even then, that's itself. Um, it comes to you either know a belief or you believe you know. And I'll tell you this much. The moment you can truly accept that you know you believe, instead of believing you know, you will acknowledge that you don't know. And only then can you truly state, I have no fucking idea who I am, but I know what I've been told. They didn't wipe your memory at birth. Again, away from the religious beliefs or the spiritual beliefs. If you attach yourself to what you believe, you will experience exactly that which you have just stated. See, that is an experience, what you're speaking of. And again, what I state here is this. There is the experiencer and the experience. The experiencer can experience the experience and get lost within that experience. One needs to detach from the experience, acknowledge the experience for what it is without judgment. And at that point, whether one can truly understand that one is the experiencer now experiencing that which they are aware of, then that which they are aware of no longer has power over one. And it's not any word that you can possibly presume. It's not about the words that one would state. It's not what one believes one is. That which one is that which is aware of what one believes and does not attach nor associate to that which one believes one is. It is still a belief.
You've got stuff to do tomorrow, haven't you?
Yeah. The big boss is psychically telling me, go away, go to bed, go to bed, go
Mm.
to bed. Yes, I do. I do have things to do, but again, I'm pretty chilled
Well, catch
and
us
I'm
on.
pretty awake.
Yeah.
Yeah, we call it here because again, guys, Discord, this is where we go deeper into this, more of being able to communicate freely and openly. Um, and Michelle,
Yeah.
again, don't this is why I will get to a point where I'll just say to you, stop, please. I have no interest in your educated beliefs. I do not associate to whatever it is that you are stating at this moment. I don't appreciate your associations to them either. I don't work that way. I have no interest in those titles. That itself is what has already gotten humanity in the bullshit that they're in by applying a title to this or that, saying this is this and this is that, and that has authority. I'm not interested in any of that. You want to know something? I'm more than happy to assist, but don't do that. It just doesn't. There's no need. That's your belief. I told you, I don't believe what you say. Listen to what I say if you want to listen. If you don't, again, I'll just keep telling you the same thing. Yeah, you can muck around as much as you want, not with me. There are others to go muck around with.
Plus, it's getting late. Getting tired.
Not they're just
Looking cranky, are you?
distractions. And if you're no, it's the energy shifts with bullshit, and that's what it is. You know, you want to shift the energy, that's great. I can actually shift the energy with you, but it's not about getting cranky. It's about stating it for what it is. Um, I have no interest in what you believe. I'm not interested in your titles. And again, I'm not going to be distracted by you. And I'll state it to you for what it is. That applies
He's going to poke you,
to anyone.
Michelle.
I don't
Michelle,
care.
he
You
will
don't like
poke
it,
your. He'll poke your belief systems until there's a hole through them, and you can see the hole. Haven't you worked it out yet?
then I'll show you the other hole that created that hole. So I'm not interested. I just don't. Everything I've done is to remove myself from the belief system, and that applies to whatever you want to associate to what a belief is. Um, all that does is already what it's already done. We make a joke of certain things, and then we say, "Oh, how did that happen?" Well, yeah, let's muck around and we'll find out. That's pretty much how it happened. So I pull myself away from that because that's already been exactly what it is, and one wants to play with energies and get lost within them and allow those energies to dictate to them how it is, that's fine. You can believe as you choose. It applies
Cool.
to all. It's not direct.
Let's all go and join an empath first
Yeah, and
support
I'm
group for
now I'm going to get
narcissists.
cranky. Now I'll get cranky because my mug is actually empty. This is when I truly get cranky. An empty mug of coffee.
Thanks, Michelle. Right.
Mhm.
So does this mean we will not believe, just go with the present moment and accept it for all what it is?
Um,
In a nutshell, I
Milka,
guess.
in a nutshell, yeah, as Brooke said, it goes deeper than just dating that. Um, to truly acknowledge your statement again, it's not just saying yes or no. There is a depth within that itself. Spider bait, again, you see, I detach from words and their associations. There is a way to see things for what they are, or to see things for what one believes they are. I don't associate to the words. I do and am aware of what they represent and why they represent what they are. And there's many reasons for that itself. Anyway, on that note, Guys, have a lovely afternoon, morning, or evening. And until next time,
Yep.
subscribe, like and
Subscribe.
follow
Yep.
pages, and you'll get information. And we
Yeah.
can harass you again next time.
Well, that's it. Because some of these conversations, I mean, they go on forever. We can
It
go on
does. It doesn't stop at
deep,
one
deep
point, so there is
subjects.
a
It never stops.
continuation.
Never stops. Okay. I guess it's goodbye from us for now. See
All
ya.
right.